What a win for Manchester United. After last weekend's disappointing defeat to Newcastle United, the Reds face a daunting task versus Chelsea at home. They did the needful and got the 3 points. It could have been more for Manchester United, but 2-1 was the final scoreline. Chelsea fans unhappy with that scoreline. It was a great week again of Ghanaian players displaying. Antoine Semenyo and his Bournemouth side beat Crystal Palace. Jordan Ayew and Jeffrey Schlupp were in action. Also, it was a shock result for Aston Villa, who under Unai Emery are doing an amazing job. We'll look at all that. Kudus Mohammed has gotten the nod with the goal of the month for West Ham United. His bicycle kick goal in that unfortunate loss versus Brentford was voted as the goal of the month. Coach David Moyes, full of praise for him. We'll hear what Moyes had to say about Kudus Mohammed there. But as usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. Midweek action in the Premier League was something we watched today. And Chelsea Manchester United, the top liner of the weekend, it was victory for the Red Devils. McTominay with a brace that saw Manchester United get all 3 points and recover from that loss over the weekend versus Newcastle United. Chelsea, unfortunately for them, are still reeling and not doing well this season. They are 8 points behind Manchester United, and their season, which did not go well last time out, caused that to the season. Aston Villa as well shocked Manchester City. The citizens are the reigning champions. They are suffering right now. It's not looking good for them. Manchester City, it looks like they will not be in the contention to retain their Premier League title. We'll look at that, and it was a great evening also for Antoine Semenyo and his side, which is Bournemouth. They beat Crystal Palace 2-0. Jordan Ayew was also in action for Crystal Palace. He, along with Jeffrey Schlupp, unfortunately for them, they could not help their teams get the points they needed to go over the line and possibly end a draw. It was victory for Semenyo, who did not play the entirety of the game after finding the back of the net last time out in their 2-2 draw. He was a bit part player in this one here for AFC Bournemouth. He's enjoyed life so far since joining them. 3 goals so far for them. As Kudus Mohammed and his team West Ham prepare for that game versus Spurs tomorrow, David Moyes have been singing his praises after he got the Goal of the Month award. The bicycle kick versus Brentford, and his signature celebration now where he sits on the advertising board. Kudus Mohammed has endeared himself into the West Ham United faithful, and he is one who will be missed should he go for AFCON, which the manager has spoken about in his pre-match press conference ahead of the game versus Spurs. He talked about Kudus and said he has started great for us. He's had an impact with the goals and assists, and I think his all-round play has been good. I've been hugely impressed how well he's done. And this is coming from a manager who was doubting whether he should be starting Kudus Mohammed. He tried to ease him in, and we saw what he was trying to do. Kudus came on as a substitute, was able to influence the game in one way or another, and from then on, he could not ignore him in starting him. That was the same case last season for Kudus Mohammed at Ajax. He was a bit part player. When he gets a chance, he influences the game and does something amazing. You cannot ignore a player who makes a point when he comes onto the pitch. So, rightly so, he was included regularly for Ajax, and as you know, the rest is history. It's big money move to West Ham United, and he's becoming a real fan favorite. Many people are saying, why is the admin of West Ham United posting Kudus Mohammed a lot of late? He's an amazing player, and he has a lot of a great fan base, gets more interactions when he's posted about, probably, and that is why Kudus Mohammed is going to be posted a lot by West Ham United's social media admin. Also, that is something similar that Ajax were doing, and they were able to turn profit on selling Kudus Mohammed. It's clear that Kudus will leave West Ham United when the time is right, and it will be great to have him being sold at a really high price for West Ham United to really really enjoy their investment in him. West Ham manager David Moyes says that the African Cup of Nations is going to be a tough time for them. I've had many African players, Joseph Yobo and Yakubu at Everton, when I was a younger manager, and I know the support for the Premier League is huge in Africa. Said Benrahma is massive back in Algeria, and Naif Agad in Morocco, and it's important to take them back to their part of the world. And the African Nations Cup is part of the world's footballing schedule, and will also have African players who will probably be away. And that was how he ended the press conference, acknowledging that players from Africa need to represent their countries, rightly so. And he is someone who understands that perfectly. And great way to end it there for David Moyes' press conference. So that has been it for today. Kudus getting the gong for the goal of the month. David Moyes speaking about the impact African players going to AFCON will have on his team, praising Kudus Mohammed's impact so far. Tuan Semenyo, he's part of the winning team that beat Crystal Palace, that included Jordan Ayew and Jeffrey Schlupp. Also talking to you about that win for Manchester United and the shock defeat for Aston Villa. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week.